Hey everybody, and welcome to the V Week 20. It's been a while, but we are back right here with coL.CatZ as the yellow Zerg up here in the top right of Crossfire SE. His opponent today is going to be RGN.Perfect. He's part of this new team. RGN used to be sort of VT Gaming and Root Gaming members. Now they have coL.CatZ, Faith, Perfect, Spades, and I'm sure I'm forgetting someone. I think Future is also part of RGN Gaming, but they're basically the new guys on the scene, made up of some older teams. CatZ, of course, is a co-leader, or actually used to be a co-leader of Root Gaming, where coL.CatZ and Slush came from. So this is sort of a schism. coL.CatZ and RGN both actually have some of Root's former players. Perfect was with VT Gaming, though, and he is looking for some revenge, actually. Perfect played against CatZ in a recent tournament this week for the CSN. It wasn't a show match, it was actually a $1,000 tournament, but CatZ versus Perfect was the grand finals. Perfect, I believe, took a 2-0 lead in that best-of-5 grand finals, and CatZ came back and won it all 3-2. So when I was looking for a challenger this week, I thought Perfect would be a perfect candidate, LOL. But anyway, Crossfire SE, here we go. Oh, and the V, of course, is sponsored by Creative Sound Blaster PNY at QPadUSA.com. It's hosted by CoL.CityGaming.com and cast by me. I'm Josh Suth, aka AskJoshy, on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube.com. Hopefully you'll check out my stuff after the cast. But if you don't know, because it has been a while, the V is a long-running King of the Hill show match style cast where we've got players playing in these best-of-7 series for $100 and the chance to return next week against a new challenger. But thanks to some sort of, let's say, technical difficulties, the last edition of the V was AG versus CatZ. They all got all the way to a 3-3 score and then could not finish the series due to internet outages and things like that. So after CatZ versus Perfect, we are going to wrap up that series with CatZ versus AG. It's a 3-3 score, so it will be a best-of-1 series for $100 essentially. But anyway, back to Crossfire SE, since things are actually happening now. CatZ already has 6 Lings inside of Perfect's main. Perfect already pulling a lot of probes to try and deal with this, but CatZ finding this exposed pylon, battling back these probes. There is a Zealot nearly complete here, but CatZ already starting to inflict some damage. He may not have actually killed any probes yet, but it's only a matter of time. There goes 1 probe, 2 probes, and CatZ is losing a couple of Lings here. Perfect doing a good job keeping these injured probes in the back, and CatZ suddenly down to only 2 Lings without actually having any real damage inflicted. So let's look at Control R, see how many workers he did actually kill. It was 3 probes total, so not a bad pickup there. 6 Lings for 3 probes is not a terrible trade, and Perfect is going to be able to escape with that last probe still intact, and the last Ling left with 1 HP, still able to hop around. He could even hide that guy. Yeah, there he does. Hide him over in the right side of Perfect's base for later use, maybe some scouting potential there. CatZ does have an Overlord up here already to keep his eye on things, but Perfect ready to go, man. I'm not sure if that was a 6 or 7 pool. It was very, very early, obviously, but Perfect did already have his pylon up, he already had his gateway, and a cybernetics core was coming in by the time CatZ got there. CatZ is getting a hatchery up here at the gold base. Ashenev in the chat saying it was in fact an 8 pool. Thank you for that. I was trying to get through all of my introduction spiel there while that was going on, so I'm glad someone was paying attention. But the Zergling already up to 16 HP again. They regenerate HP so fast when they're not in combat, but he comes in, tries to get a few more bites on a probe. Not going to be able to do anything by his lonesome, but he will be able to get a look around at how many gas there are. 2 assimilators are already up, how many probes are being chrono boosted out and stuff like that, so it does give him a little bit more information. He can even run over and test this wall again to see if any additional gateways or robotic facilities or anything like that are going up. But instead, CatZ just focusing on economy right now, getting those overlords, those macro tools. Soon I'm sure he'll be doing a round of drones as soon as he has that supply freed up, and getting started on that gold base. He's already sending, 11 drones over to that gold base. Perfect is going to start to venture out of his own base here with a single Stalker and a Zealot. He's going to try and test that main base of CatZ. CatZ does have a single Queen up already and a second one on the way. The second one, of course, is over at this gold base, so he can start doing some larva injects and things like that. I've seen CatZ do this several times on Crossfire, go straight to that gold base instead of just starting at his natural. He likes to take advantage of those high yield minerals as much as he can. Perfect dropping a pylon down at the bottom of the ramp makes me think that he's going to be trying to expand himself here soon. This Stalker has not ventured all the way over to that natural location, so he doesn't even know for sure if CatZ has a second hatch up. That's kind of interesting that he's taking this long to actually go figure that out. Looks like a Zealot did not actually make its way over here. He just does not have any idea that there's a gold base or a second base at all at the moment, so he could be falling quite a bit behind if he does not discover that soon. No creep here, no hatch at all, so the Perfect is gaining some valuable information. Is he going to know to go over to that gold base? He just saw those links come in from the top left, so I think he's imagining that there's either a base here or at this gold base. I don't know if he immediately knows that there's a gold, but sooner enough he will get over there and see that creep and verify it. If he just keeps the Stalker alive against those lings, yes, now he does see the creep, so it is a fact. Perfect knows that the gold base is going on, and a lot of lings actually are streaming their way down to Perfect's natural, where he's just started to put up this second Nexus. He's also got a Void Ray coming out here soon, so if that Void Ray can pop out, he'll actually have a great position here against these lings. He may have to cancel the Nexus, of course, but that's really not that big of a loss. He's got sentries here to be able to force field the ramp, trap these lings inside. Speed is finished for the lings, but at this point it doesn't really matter. They're already in the face of these sentries, trying to focus down the sentries as fast as they can, but the first Void Ray is out now, and he will be able to kill off all these lings one by one. The sentries can use their tickle lasers and help out. I'm actually a little bit surprised that they're not, but the Nexus is saved. He's able to get that thing up and start to catch up on economy a little bit. Let's look at the income tab. You can see those high yield minerals taking their toll right now. Way more in mineral income here for CatZ, way more gas income here for Perfect, our Protoss player, but they have a very similar harvester count. CatZ did build a lot of lings for that assault and did not really get much out of it. He's got a lot more actually headed on the way again. This ling aggression just keeping it up. He's got a Spore Crawler coming up now to protect against that Void Ray. Did the Void Ray ever even leave the main? No, Perfect was just using it in a defensive capacity, but now he's headed over to that gold base to try and get some damage done. Spore Crawler already in place, Queen's already in place as well. He's got a few Overlords sort of hanging out there, might actually be good fodder for this Void Ray if Perfect acts quickly enough, and he is actually trying to continue this wall up, but a big batch of Speedlings show up. 4 force fields going down, doing the job that only one really had to do, so a little bit of a misplace there. He's also got a Zealot, or two Zealots? No, just one Zealot. That's his odd reflection there in the force field, but it was trapped, unable to actually hit anything, and now CatZ just waits out the force fields, comes right back there. You see that one force field placement that he could have done the first time. He does actually nail it this time. Ooh, Sentry survives with 1 HP. Got to be happy for that as it regenerates some energy and shields there. CatZ just plowing through all these buildings at Perfect drops, but really has only spent minerals on these lings so far, so he's being very cost efficient. Perfect's been basically trapped inside of his base this whole time. Another Overlord coming in for CatZ to try and gain some scouting information. It does explode, of course, into a pile of guts. Void Ray going to be promoted here soon as it gathers another kill. 2 Queens over here for CatZ, and that Spore Crawler are going to be able to defend against that Void Ray. Second one being produced right now. Actually, is that going to be a third Void Ray? There's one here, one hanging out at the wall off, and another one on the way, so it looks like he is just going to be bounced away by the Spore Crawler Queen combination. CatZ with plenty of time to prepare for that. Back at home, he's got a Spore Crawler coming up, actually 2 Spore Crawlers coming up in his main Hydralisk Den just now completing, and he's got a lot of minerals and gas saved up. If he has the larva, he can actually do a huge round of Hydralisks here soon and try to make his way down to this natural. These Zealots and Sentries are not going to do basically anything to this huge number of Hydralisks now. 11 Hydras in production, and those Groove Spines being researched mean that CatZ will be in a huge position to put a big dent in Perfect's economy if he manages to take out all these units on the ground, these big slow Void Rays as well. That Nexus will be very easy to complete. But there we go, 5 Hydralisks coming out now, joining the Queens. They might actually be able to kill off this Void Ray if he can stay on the creep long enough. One Void Ray does go down. The other one is managing to float its way to safety, and there's a third, actually a second, left remaining here. CatZ, don't know where these Hydralisks are going. I don't know if he realizes they are rallied to a bad location right now. 2 Hydralisks getting picked off extremely fast. He wants to get these out of there. Obviously, you don't want to take a Protoss army head on with just 3 Hydralisks. Here come the rest of his forces here. Lings and Hydras both streaming into the fray now. Perfect just taking a defensive position here just outside of this Xel'Naga tower, but CatZ does have vision. He sees all this happening, and he is going to go the long way around here with his Speedlings. Oh, he got a Baneling nest up as well, so he is going to morph 10 Banelings right here off the right side of Perfect's natural, and this wall off is going to be very exposed to this huge batch of Banelings. Perfect is actually going to run right into this batch of Baneling eggs and Speedlings. He runs right past it, doesn't even realize what's happening. Yes, he does react pretty quickly here with his defensive units. Banelings crashing into the... Oh, he could have killed all 5 of those Zealots with those Banelings, and instead only manages to take them into the low health. All the Hydralisks getting force fielded by just 2 force fields there. That's got to sting a little bit, but of course he just waits it out. And this is still a very large number of Hydralisks and Zerglings to sort of soak the shots here. Hydra's taking out those low health Zealots very, very quickly. CatZ basically realizes that that probe ran past over to that bottom right location, so he's going to run down there with his Lings and try and prevent that Nexus from completing. This is a large amount of Hydralisks. Perfect really cannot ignore this right now. He's got a Colossus up, so he's basically done all kinds of tech, just a couple of gateways into Void Rays and now Colossus. If CatZ can manage to kill this Colossus off, I think he's going to be in good shape, but this next Void Ray goes down, only 1 remaining. CatZ was trying to focus it down, but it does manage to float to safety, and these reinforcing Lings are not going to be enough to kill off that army, but he did prevent this Nexus from completing. It looks like another probe is being sent over there to try and do the exact same thing. He's not going to be successful either. If you look at the supply counts right now, Perfect actually is slightly ahead. CatZ is getting his 3rd base sort of saturated now. He actually has an idle drone right now, but soon he will be able to catch up in economy. This Colossus just racking up those Zergling kills. Obviously, CatZ doesn't need to sacrifice any units until he has a more cohesive army, but right now, yeah, just lots of roaches coming out. Once he saw that Colossus, he realized Hydralisks were not going to be the unit of choice. Getting out those roaches now to complement those Speedlings is a good idea. He's getting Burrow right now, as well as +1 ranged attack, and a 4th hatchery coming up here in the very top left corner. CatZ gold is actually going to be running out here fairly soon, so it's a good thing that he's backing that up with extra bases. A lot of Lings actually snake their way into the main of Perfect. Wow, he is very slow to respond to this. Did not pull his probes. He's going to lose a ton of workers as a result. Even a Roach actually managed to get in here. Did he do a drop? I don't know how this many units actually got into Perfect space, but he's just going for the counterattack. Headed over towards the gold base now. A lot of workers there just got slaughtered, but here we go. All the Roaches moving in on the creep. It looks like they do already have their Roach speed, focusing down those Zealots and Sentries as fast as they can. Force fields just kind of splattered all over the place. These 2 Colossi doing work from the back lines. This one with double-digit kills here, and CatZ actually looks to be in a little bit of trouble now. This is sort of a small Protoss death ball, but a death ball nonetheless. He's got to be able to deal with the Void Ray and the Colossi and these force fields all at once. The Spore Crawler trying to take a few shots at those Colossi, and the Void Ray not really doing much though. The Queen's already used a lot of energy to transfuse, and they are both toasted by those Colossi. 1/1 upgrades on those units. A Roach pops out and gets nuked down instantly. CatZ does not have any kind of counterattack going on now, so Perfect actually 15 supply ahead, putting CatZ on the back foot. CatZ is making only 6 Roaches right now. Other than that, it looks like Perfect is going to be in a great position to continue rolling through here. 42 supply against 37. CatZ did make a few Speedlings, but it's going to be pretty easy to deal with that as long as he has, yes, this cannon here at the front and a couple of Zealots warped in back at home to protect those workers. But these Roaches just melt so fast against the Colossus and Stalker Ball here. The Void Ray looks like it did actually get killed off, but more units being warped in now to deal with these reinforcing Roaches and these counterattacking Speedlings. So Perfect basically looking quite good here as he continues to kill off CatZ economy and fighting units. Notice Perfect did not head up to the top left base. He probably could have taken it and essentially sealed the game, but he's just being a little bit more cautious, haunting around the map, killing off Overlords, protecting his assets here. There is a single Void Ray and Colossus here. Oh, big kind of misstep actually from Perfect. It looks like he is actually going to lose this Colossus. That is a horrible, horrible thing to have happen. The Scouting Colossus from Days of Yore has made its return and is killed off by CatZ very quickly. This Void Ray is still doing damage. There's no anti-air on the ground here, so CatZ, man, he could have done a little better there against that sort of Protoss death ball. He did sacrifice a lot of units down in Perfect's neck of the woods that he did not necessarily have to do. Perfect did lose that Colossus, kind of a sloppy play there as well, but now he is on the move, killing off all these creep tumors, headed over to CatZ Natural, and it's only 40 Harvesters to 40 here, so Perfect does have a 25 supply lead, and then so essentially entirely army. There's 13 Roaches in production. That means 26 supply of CatZ was actually stuck in eggs right now, so Perfect just moving undefended here into the Natural. There's nothing CatZ can really do, and this is basically the downhill slide at the end of the game. CatZ is trying to do a counterattack, but I don't know what he's going to be able to do. He's going to check this 3rd base location again and not find anything, so Perfect in a great position. This last Spore Crawler goes down. He does barely save the Void Ray. Actually, would have been a little embarrassing if he lost it, but look at that. Both players actually supplied block. supply blocked. Kind of interesting, but Perfect, obviously, with 50 more supply, just killed off that natural uncontended, and now he's able to defend back at home with a Void Ray Colossus and Force Fields. Only a few remaining units. CatZ GG's, so that is going to be it for Game 1. Let's head into Game 2 now and see if CatZ can fight his way back, or if Perfect will continue this role that he started in Game 1.